Ah, Christmas, a jolly time of year during the chilling cold winter, filled with laughter, joy, giving and receiving gifts. Most of all,
heartwarming family reunion, eh?
Which there is plenty of in the Devil May Cry series. Quite indeed the most wholesome family gatherings in video game history. Alright, fine, the Spartans are a dysfunctional family. It's a winning formula for every single action game plot. Just look at Kratos and his family drama. But somehow DMC5 is the most Christmassy out of all the other games in the franchise. Hello, it's the Devil Joe back again with a brand new video, and today I'll be trying to find out if Devil May Cry 5 is indeed a Christmas game. One of those titles where you can kick back, relax on a lonely Christmas day or eve, while getting the same sort of Christmas vibes from an entire playthrough or Bloody Palace. You might be like, hey Joey, how the hell is DMC5 a Christmas game? It was released on March and takes place in June. First off, the damn game takes place in an overgrown Christmas tree. Sure, it's not decorated like one, but hey, a tree's a tree. There might be some parallels with the Charles Dickens novel A Christmas Carol, since both Dante and Virgil are Scrooge in their own way. In this video, I'll be explaining how that goes. So without further ado, let's get into this merry analysis. Since for some odd reason I'm cross-referencing DMC5 to A Christmas Carol, it's a story about a crusty old jaded businessman getting visited by 3 ghosts, highlighting his past, present, and future. You know who else is a jaded businessman? Dante. Sure, he ain't as financially well off as Scrooge is, but look at the dude. He might as well be chronically depressed from having familial figures in his life dying off in front of him because demons were coming after him. Not to mention demon hunting isn't exactly hitting the same. To add insult to injury, he had to be the one to kill off his own brother on 2 separate occasions. He was broke before, now he's broke on a I don't give 2 shits level. The dude ain't even paying basic utilities, no power or water. The man's shitter is clogged until he gets a job from this scrawny Adam Driver lookalike called V, carrying a common childhood memory, that damn poetry book that Dante doesn't seem to remember. He just wanted to play fight with Virgil. That didn't go down too well in the long run, leading into the shit creek known as the Sparta family life path of trying to kill each other, fighting for one's life, enslavement included, leading the Sparta boys to grow apart from one another. V here represents who Virgil could have been, a chill poetry enjoyer, instead of the power-hungry man of motivation, making a deal with Dante to hunt down the demonic side. In this here present situation, making this chill emo boy the ghost of Christmas Present. After meeting the ghost of Christmas Present, the wacky woohoo pizza man heads off into the Christmas tree of death. Instead of hot chocolate, you get the consequences to your arteries. After a huge-ass Christmas dinner with hot chocolate, good shit! He moves over to the mistletoe of the Clyfoth to find the now king of the underworld. Not exactly the king of the underworld. The thing itself is outside of it at the moment. Sitting on top of this tentacle tree is this monstrous-looking creature sitting there casually, as Dante puts 2 and 2 together, realizing this is actually Virgil. He might have found himself saying jackpot, but how he said it, with that look on his face, you can see the absolute horror and shock on Dante's face with a pinch of regret. What's presented in front of his eyes is quite literally the sad future that was expected of Virgil, walking deeper and further into the dark side, committing an even worse genocide than the one in DMC3. Hell, the Clyfoth is a lot more dangerous than the Timony Gru. At least the tower was just that, a tower. Sure, the demons made it a danger zone, however the Clyfoth is a blood-sucking tree thriving off of human blood, feeding into this ballsack-looking devil fruit, just to get his hands on more power, becoming a second Mundus. When Dante sees this, he has no choice but to straight up kill him, for the 3rd time making Urizen the literal ghost of Christmas future. So the wacky woohoo pizza man is forced to lock in, get to hunting down Virgil, making peace with that part of his that he hated, getting more power, trying to get via Nero as far away from this chaos as humanly possible. Like Trish said to Dante, this is all-out war. No holds barred. being the first one to reach Urizen, after a last-ditch effort convincing Virgil to stop dead in his tracks, trying to clear up the past. That goes down the drain pretty damn quickly, so Dante is put in the spot of facing the future head-on. To end it, so he does, but in a shocking turn of events, the present forces itself to collide with the future, to form the return of the real Virgil. The resurgence of the Dark Slayer triggers memories of his own childhood, the good, the bad, the Temini Grew days, the times he had to kill Virgil off. Despite being reminded of all the good, a lot of the downright evil deeds that Virgil was up to, all of those innocent lives murdered by him, for this pursuit of power, cutting Nero's arm off, are the reasons Dante was reminded of what he sees as the sad truth of why Virgil can't stick around much longer. Once again, the veteran devil hunter is forced to confront the past yet again, as this vicious cycle is forced to repeat itself once again. Y'all thought Dante was the only Scrooge. Well, Devil May Cry 5 tells the story of two Scrooge stand-ins. Virgil is our second Scrooge. I mean, no joke, he might as well be way more jaded than Dante is. The guy came back from taking L after L. The dude was BDSM'd into being a goddamn slave, just to get murked by his younger carefree brother while being Mundus's bitch. Now that's an L if I've ever seen one. Scratch that, it's more than enough L's to give Virgil that bah humbug energy. Somehow he's still alive after all of that, rocking the same skincare routine Wade Wilson got at the Weapon X program. The first thing he does is rip some random kid's arm off, head over to his parents' old house, just to seppuku his own ass, to come out as two separate people. To get a shot at Dante, Virgil was too motivated for a second whim, splitting himself into a scrawny fella and this hentai tentacle monster. Both have one thing in common. These halves are still traumatized by living life as a slave to the one demon who fucked his life over. The demon half is a stubborn as fuck piece of work, throwing away all them past memories, while the human half is the one retaining all them sweet and ugly memories. The only way his dead on arrival ass can survive is by forming contracts with literal nightmares in the form of DMC1 bosses. Every once in a while, V passes out. He is met with dreams of his former life as Virgil. At times they are childhood memories of trying not to get into fights with Dante. The kid wanted to chill with a poetry book, to colorful memories of getting tortured by Mundus. A common thread to all these memories was this red devil.
Hey, do your job!
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, DMC 3 and 1 era Dante is the ghost of Christmas past. I mean, think about it. Virgil in his own mind thinks that Eva and especially Dante are the reason why he's in deep shit, not his own life choices. But at any rate, he sees Dante in every single memory of his. It's like he's guided by him throughout all of his memories, showing him around like the actual ghost of Christmas past in the Charles Dickens novel. Still lacking accountability for his own deeds, V realizes he needs to go back into Urizen. He has no other choice but to reunite with the guy who beat him as Virgil, the wacky woohoo pizza man, who he has not seen in a while, forced to find money to pay him, after all while staying incognito after getting a hold of Morrison connecting him to the Devil May Cry. He finds his long-lost brother in the flesh right in front of him, feeling a sense of fear with a tiny pinch of joy. An introduction later followed up by handing him the job. V is relieved to find his brother hasn't changed a tiny bit. It's still the same fool he knew from long ago. Difference between the two of them is Dante is a free man living life the way he wants to live it. However, Virgil went through slavery, dying weaker than he was before. I mean, sure, Dante is flat broke, but what would you rather go for? Being flat broke or enslaved to the guy who ruined your life? Me personally, I'd rather be poor and free. V is looking at a present that is a lot better than the one he's in, making DMC5 Dante our ghost of Christmas present. This Count Adam Driver here is as resourceful as Batman to come up with a contingency plan, dragging along the lad who got his arm ripped off by Virgil. V has no clue that he is quite literally reuniting with his long-lost, neglected son. At first, all of their interactions are purely transactional, only coordinating the mission of maybe saving Dante and killing Urizen off. In Nero's case anyways. In fact, Nero doesn't trust him. V has no clue what to do with him. Later on in the game, the two of them start to like each other, over time bonding over a few shared experiences and battle. When V is the closest he's ever been to that fateful day, he's actually saved by Nero, one of the only times he found someone to protect him. Did it shatter the might controls everything mindset? No, it didn't do shit to it. But it did away with the correlation of humanity to weakness, discovering compassion and resilience through the dead weight. Hell, Nero is even willing to help V out after he finds himself too weak to walk, Deadpool skin included, walking him to the defeated Urizen to merge with only for Virgil to return whole. After coming back, he doesn't immediately strike Dante. He's only going for the book of poems. Dante is the one who lunged at him first. At this point, Virgil was acting in self-defense. He's mostly fending off the wacky woohoo pizza man. Before leaving, he takes a second to thank Nero, not only for restoring him to himself, but giving him new light on this humanity thing. Nero still has no clue on what's going on. He even wonders what the hell just happened. Dante's more steadfast on killing Virgil, wanting to keep his nephew out of it. Nero still wants to fight Virgil, thinking Dante won't let him because he's dead weight, only to have this bombshell dropped on him.
He's your father!
Nero is left in a state of shock, not knowing what to think. He's got no clue they've been fighting all this time, no idea that he has been a part of a dysfunctional family that only knew tragedy, with the one way of communicating that drama through chest stabbings. To him, this is nothing but pure madness. When receiving that information, the only resolve that came to mind is saving that family he found himself to be a part of. Bruv, after getting that new DT, the first thing he does is shoving their last blow away from each other as they are about to kill one another. As he's making one thing clear, I don't give a fuck about this goddamn sibling rivalry. None of you two dumbasses will unalive yourselves. Dante already agrees. He sees the kid's point. Somehow Virgil is still dumbfounded enough to get even with Dante, leaving Nero no choice but to talk to him in his own language, getting his shit socked by his own neglected son. Nero revealed to the sons of Sparta a bright future they could have been living. Something they actually do, making Nero the ghost of Christmas future for the both of them in this reverse DMC3 ending. Sure, they are both in hell, probably purgatory. The rivalry between them is still a thing. On the other hand, it's still much healthier than what it used to be. They're keeping score, sparring. Hell, Virgil is cracking a genuine smile towards Dante. All malice has been dropped towards the two, just because this one bastard kid managed to mend this broken family, giving Dante and Virgil much greener pastures. Both twins came out of this excursion as better people because of the ghost of Christmas future. Kind of like the same thing that happened to Scrooge after encountering his three ghosts, making Devil May Cry 5 the perfect Christmas game. Despite taking place in June. I mean, dude, who the fuck puts on a jacket in June? So yeah, with that out of the way, we come to the end of this video. What were your guys' thoughts on it? Can Devil May Cry 5 or any of the other DMC games be considered as a Christmas game? Let me know in the comments down below. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button real impact style. At 10,000 subscribers, I'll pull off a whole ass Dante combo video in full cosplay. Believe me, we are pretty damn close. Hit the bell icon to get notified on whenever I drop a brand new Devil May Cry or other action game video. This has been the Devil Joe signing out. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Oh my God, it's Christmas!
Goddamn Christmas! Holy shit, it's Christmas! It's Christmas!